Hey guys, Clapped Out Classics here. I thought I'd make a how-to video on how to do the stainless braided fuel line, and this is the rubber version of that, not the Teflon. I've done the Teflon too, but using just rubber on this car. I'm going to show you guys how to put a AN fitting on like this here. Working on my 56 Buick LS swap. Definitely no professional, but I know how to make a decent connection here. So you can see I got my line right there. You can barely see it, but paint marker line where I need to cut it. This is my main feed line. About, I don't know, 12 feet or so. And the first thing you want to do is you got to grab some electrical tape and wrap it very tightly around that line, centering it on that line real tight. It's important so that the stainless doesn't fray out. Now, having a small vise like this helps. You don't want to clamp it very tight because you don't want to mess up the line, but nice and firm so it doesn't move around too much on you. And I'm sure there's better ways of doing it, and they probably sell a tool, but I don't want to spend 50 bucks on some stupid little tool that I can do without. So you want to center that tape on that line. You want to get this pretty tight. It would help if I had better quality electrical tape. This really isn't the greatest, but what I have right now. So you want to get a good few wraps around like so. That's probably good right there. The next step is to take your grinder and wear your safety glasses. You don't want to get that stuff in your eye, that stainless. You want to take your grinder with a thin cutoff wheel. You're going to cut it right straight down the center of that tape, and you want to try to get it as straight as possible. So now that you got it cut, next step is to get the first part of the fitting on there. If my camera will focus. So you can see here that the fitting has two pieces like that, and this is the piece you got to get on first. You want to take a small flathead screwdriver like that, and that's going to be used to shove any fraying wire back down as you're putting the fitting on. And now is the point where you're going to want to find where your tape is. Right here. You're gonna, my vise is coming loose, so I gotta clamp her a little bit more. And now that you got your tape, you're gonna unwrap it like that. And you can see it stayed pretty good and didn't fray out that much on me. So now you're gonna put your gloves on, because this is where it's gonna hurt if it stabs you. Here you put half the bottom on like that. Work it on. Then take your flathead screwdriver and push this top portion that's fraying out back in. You can see it started on it now. The next step in this case is a 3/4 inch socket. You're going to take that on your ratchet and turn it counterclockwise, works best for some reason, and just firmly turn it on there, pushing some pressure on the wrench like so as you're spinning it. Keep going until you feel like it's not going on anymore. I think we're good right there. So I'm going to take this out of the vise now, show you what the inside looks like. You can see the rubber hose is seated up against the inside collar of that fitting. That's what you want to see. That's why it's important to get the cut as straight as possible. So this is ready to put the next part of the fitting in. So what you're going to want to do, or at least what I do, this is just how I do it. There's probably other ways. I like to put a little bit of grease, just a little bit on the end of that fitting. Just a little bit. You don't want an excessive amount. And just kind of get it all around the fitting. You're going to push this right in the center of that hose until you feel that it's in there, and then start spinning it on. And it's started. There should be very little force to get this on. If there's any kind of weird binding, you got to stop because it will strip right out. These are made out of aluminum. This feels like it's going to go on nice and easy. So I'm going to take it out of the vise and take my 2 wrenches here. If you are worried about scratching up the finish on here, they sell aluminum wrenches I think for this, but I could care less, so I just want it to be a good seal. That's all that matters to me. And then you can tighten it up. Shouldn't take much pressure at all to do this. Kind of awkward having the camera tripod right there, but I'll try to do this so you can see what I'm doing. You're just gonna ease it on. It won't take much force at all. And you just want to go until the 2 fittings meet. And that's it. You don't want to crank on that because it will break. Just like that. And this is the swivel type, so it's going to spin like so. And there we go. That should be a nice fitting, or a nice connection I mean, and that shouldn't leak. I'm ready to install that on the car. So if you found this helpful at all, leave a like, comment, and appreciate it if you subscribe. And follow along on the 56 Buick build. Should be starting this car before too long. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one.